missed. Welcome back to another episode of What a Plate. Yeah, I know this video was supposed to come out a little bit ago. Doesn't matter. I don't even know how many people care, but I still feel the need to explain myself, and I shouldn't. But here we are. Okay, yeah, so I'll get it started. I have been experiencing a lot of good things. And one thing about it, as a girl matures, when I am going through good things, I just gotta disappear for a little bit. Like, I cut off people, I cut off friends. When I'm going through too much bad stuff, I'm not gonna say too much good stuff. When I'm going through an adequate amount of good stuff, I will stop talking to everybody because I like to enjoy myself. One thing about it, the worst time to find out if somebody is your friend, family, lover, is when the worst time to figure out if they're your enemy. The first time to figure out if those people are your enemy is when you're going through something good or going through something treacherous. And I don't plan on figuring it out. I don't ever plan to figure out who somebody is to me when I'm going through something real good or real bad.
Sometimes God will have people spiritually attack you just so they die.
So to eliminate that possibility altogether, I'm going to get away. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to disappear like I died. And here I am going through good stuff. So I won't put y'all on my business unless it's the business that y'all need to know that keeps the channel going. But a girl's been going through good stuff, so I don't need to elaborate. I just had to take a little time off to enjoy myself. But anywho, today, I wanted to talk about sexuality in the sense that y'all know I used to be gay.
This one has a little sweetness to it.
I used to be gay. I'm not gay no more. I don't do none of that stuff no more.
I changed my mind. Yep, because I didn't want to look like the rest of them.
Kidding. But a lot of people have tried to call me a bisexual. I'm not a bisexual because a bisexual means that I like both genders. I don't like neither one. I'm a trisexual. I've tried a little bit of everything. So I'm a trisexual. But I'm definitely not a bisexual. I can't stand that word bisexual because I really don't like men or women that much to label myself bisexual. Because to be bisexual, that means you got to be sexually aroused by both. And I honestly don't like anybody enough to be sexually aroused. I'm a trisexual because I would try to be aroused by anything that gets the engine going. But realistically, I really don't like anybody in existence enough to put a label on myself. But anyway, I'm going to take y'all through my dating experience though with the women's. It's a little scrambled. That's the thing. I didn't write anything down. I'm remixing it because I'm going to preface like this. A lot of what you will hear that I've done, that's not me no more. I was really young when a lot of this stuff was happening, and I'm not that person no more. And in no way am I going to say that any of the stuff that I did was necessary. A lot of what I did was unnecessary, and it was a little mean. Unnecessarily mean.
Around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude.
So, I'll move on. The first time I realized that I liked women's, you know, like those infomercials when you was like a kid, and like, oh yeah, sexy ladies after dark. Explore your wildest fantasies, call the hotline. And they would show like, it wouldn't be like fully naked women, but it would definitely be like little snippets of.
When you do have time to get around to that.
And that's why you gotta watch what your kids watch on TV. You gotta monitor what your kids watch on TV. Because I shouldn't have been up watching them infomercials. But me, around like 7, I was up watching them infomercials because for some reason I was the only person in the house up at the crack of ass all the time. But anyway, I discovered that then like, But then we move on. So when it gets around like high school time, because middle school, I wasn't even thinking about that. Middle school, I was still thinking boys had cooties, okay? until I moved up north. And when I moved up north, I realized, because, you know, a girl spent most of her life down south, well, most of her adolescence down south, and then I moved here in like my teenage years, moved to the city, like up north in my teenage years. So in middle school, I just was not thinking about the possibility of me liking a boy or a girl. Like, I had like little boyfriends in middle school, but it was more like, that's my boyfriend, but nothing else. It was just like, oh, that's my boyfriend. And I barely saw them because they probably was in a different class than me. So when I got up north, I realized the kids here, they was already doing a butt naked. Like, I remember walking into like a gym room closet, or like the equipment closet, and it was like a bunch of my classmates, and they was in there talking about screwing, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I think I was maybe 13, and these people they were talking about, like, they had slept with multiple people. We were all like 13, 14.
Ah, the ghetto! The ghetto. The ghetto.
And they were already screwing already. And I didn't understand. They was like, get out of here, get out of here. You're like, you don't even know nothing about this. And that's exactly what I did. I got up out of that closet because I didn't know nothing about what they had going on. And I wasn't trying to figure it out because I'm like, ooh, they into something I'm not even into. Okay? So I got up out of there. One thing about it, I've never been like the influential type. Never really been that type. I move at my own speed and I do what I want. So when they say get up out of here, you don't know nothing about this, I got up out of there because I didn't know nothing about it. So then we get around to high school time. And, you know, that's when people start discovering their sexualities because everybody's going to a sleepover and getting fondled and touching each other's genitals. So everybody realizing what they like. And I think it was around like 10th grade or something like that. So by 10th grade, I had met this girl. I think her name was Nadira. Pretty girl. She was like brown skin. And like, she started flirting with me. But anyway, she had got kicked out of her last school because she was sucking too many. So she got moved to my school because people over there was trying to jump her. So because she was sleeping with everybody's boyfriend. So they moved her to my school. That's how she ended up in my school. And I think once the word got around that she was doing all of that, I guess she decided she wanted to be a lesbian to kind of put herself on ice for a little bit. So we got to like this habit where we just be kissing between classes. I don't really know how it started or even how I even got involved with her. But once I got involved with her, I was like, oh my God, you know, she was a whore at her last school. I didn't care. See, not influential. I didn't care what that girl was doing at her last school. I didn't care. I should have cared though, because that's how you get mouth herpes. I wasn't thinking about that at that time. But I didn't get mouth herpes. You know, God protects babies and fools. And I ain't no baby. But anyway, so we end up kissing. We were just kissing. She was a good kisser too. She really was. But it didn't really go far. And I ended up talking to this other girl. I think her name was Yoko or something like that. But she was, we would just talk. Like, we never did anything. I used to send her pictures of me in my underwear at that time. And I found out she was sending it to somebody else. I think at that time, I probably cared. But right now, I don't give a damn. My face wasn't in it, so. So, and then I put it down. I put it down. So I ended up with like, I ended up having 2 boyfriends, you know, whatever, at some point. They was like Asian men. But that's how it got started. Like, after high school, I was on Twitter. I was on the lesbian side of Twitter too. Rough stuff. I was on the lesbian side of Twitter. And I ended up meeting this girl, Jemiah. What's her name? And I meet this girl, Jemiah. I think she was in her first year. I think she maybe was in her sophomore year. And I hadn't decided to go to school yet. I took the summer off. So I met her on Twitter. And then when I finally moved on campus, did I move on campus yet? Yeah, when I finally moved on campus, she wanted to like actually start spending time with me. Because like typically I would just talk to people online and just never see them in person. Because that's just, I grew up real strict. So like none of my boyfriends that I met online, I ever met with in person. I had so many boyfriends. I had so many online boyfriends. It was sickening. And I used to be talking freaky as hell too, knowing I couldn't go nowhere. Anyway, so I met Jemiah, and then like she wanted me to come like spend time with her, and I'm like, ooh, child, I don't think I want to do that. But because I knew sex was going to happen, and I was like playing. I was playing at that time. It was good to talk about freaking and kissing. It was like, in theory, it was cool, but to really take action on it, I wasn't feeling that too much. Because it's like, first of all, I had only slept with barely 2 people. Because my first boyfriend, I was sheltered. So I saw him when I could see him. And my second boyfriend, we was freaking anytime we had a chance. So I just wasn't that sexually experienced. So I wasn't really ready to just, I had been on dates with girls, but like to really go spend time with a girl, like by myself, I said, oh my God, we're about to have sex. And I didn't really want to. But anyway, I was talking to one of my coworkers at the time. And I'm like, you know what, girl? I'm like, she wouldn't want to have sex with me. Like, I don't think I want to have sex with her. And I kind of felt bad because I grew up with like my dad being like an extreme homophobic. One thing about it, my dad is a colorist, a racist colorist. But on top of that, when he's not doing that, he's being a homophobic.
White is right, brown's all right, black's got to stand back. Yellow's mellow, but white's
So if he's not just, because naturally he's just an asshole, but he's an asshole, and under the umbrella asshole, colorism, racism, colorism, texturism. You don't know texturism? Your hair texture, texturism. And right under that is homophobia. And I mean, he's serious too, like serious homophobic. You should hear the stuff he says. If you were to hear it, you would think it was like a racist white man saying this stuff. Like you would think he's like the hillbilly South racist white man, like KKK member. Like that's the way my dad talks. Anyway, so I didn't know like what was going to happen if my dad ever found out, but we move on. So me and Jemai, we end up spending time together. So I ended up going to see her, you know, and child, we was licking and sticking, 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 eating.
Okay.
And eating for like 5 hours. That was the longest I had ever did anything with anybody. But see, it lasted that long because she was, you know, it was her turn first. And I said, well, I don't like this. It felt like she was sucking my cooter snatch through a vacuum, like a teeth vacuum.
Dangerous!
And I mean, she was like sucking my cootie so hard, not my cootie, that it felt like it was going to rip off. And I said, ooh, like I had to fake it like, oh my gosh, your turn. Because I couldn't take that no more. Because me personally, I've always been this way. When I'm doing the butt naked, if it's really bad, like if the first 5 seconds are really bad, I really don't want to do it no more. I will end up hating you after that. I don't know what that is. It's just a trigger. If the first 5 seconds isn't worth my time, I will hate you through the whole thing and hate you right after. I will probably end up abusing you after, like probably mentally or something. Like just take you through a whole mental ensemble after the fact. I don't know what that's about, and I don't plan on figuring it out because I actually do enjoy that part about myself. I like that part about me. I just we want to move on. But all of a sudden, you know, it's my turn, and I'm licking and sticking, and next thing you know,
That bitch pissed on me.
is what I thought. But she's like, and I'm like, you know, because I can't be that great at it because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, that bitch squirted on me. And I mean, it's on my forehead, running down my chin.
Oh my God! What is that?
And my neck. It's like somebody turned the hose on. And at that moment, I realized, damn, I never want to do this again. I never want to do this again. At least not with her. Because, like, there's, like, 2 different type of lesbians. There's, like, the touch me not, and then there's, like, the touch me. I done found the touch me. And the touch me done pissed all over me. I mean, she opened her leg and pissed on me. And I said, you know, we'll probably never have sex again. We'll probably never. And I was mad. I was mad. I was so pissed off. Like, that was very disgusting. And I never wanted to experience that again. So we move on. So we dated for a little bit longer. And then, so it was this girl, Yaya. So Yaya was maybe 22 or 23 when I met her on Twitter. I started my Twitter, I was on the lesbian side of Twitter since like maybe 16 or something like that. 16. And I met Yaya on Twitter, but she wanted to hang out with me. But like after hours, it was like midnight, and she was asking me like, where you at? And I'm like, oh yeah, like my parents not like that. Like I can't go outside like that. So she was like, oh, it's cool. Like, you know, you too young. Like I'll just hit you up when you turn 18. I'm thinking Yaya is playing. I think I lied about my age. I think I was maybe 15 and I told her I was 16. So when she did hit me up on my birthday, she assumed it was my, I think she assumed it was my 18th birthday. Something happened where she thought I was turning 18. But no, she thought I was turning 19. I think she said she would hit me up on my 18th birthday, but what happened was she ended up hitting me up on my 19th birthday. Did I lie about my age? I can't remember how I lied about my age. I can't remember. I literally can't remember. Anyway, so Yaya ended up contacting me on my birthday. Like on my birthday, like the day of my birthday. She had a girlfriend. I don't know where her girlfriend went. Like her and her girlfriend had got matching tattoos. From what I remember, her and her girlfriend got matching tattoos. And then when my birthday came, that the relationship was already dissolved. It was already going. And then she ended up hitting me up and she was like, oh, like, let me come chill with you for your birthday. And she pulled up. She really did. I thought she was just playing around. She pulled up with her and her cousins and we all smoked in the car for my birthday. Now, my girlfriend, Jemiah at the time, she didn't know I was doing all of this, of course. But I think she kind of suspected it because, like, she started laying it on thick and calling a lot. So I'm like, oof, I don't know about this. But on my birthday too, so like me and Yaya end up going out to eat. So Jemiah, I forgot the bitch name already. Jemiah was just like, oh my God, like I'm setting up something up for you. I'm gonna cook a steak for you, blah, blah, blah. And like I got rose petals, and I got a surprise for you. You know, I never showed up. That girl did all that stuff and the bad part about it, the part that's bad, the bad part, I was texting her all night like, oh, sorry, I got caught up with my friends and they threw me a party. I'm gonna be there in 20 minutes. I'm gonna be there in an hour. I'm gonna be there in 2 hours. And I never showed up. I was actually out on the date with Yaya for my birthday. I was out on the date.
Hey, I'm a land ass manipulating narcissistic bitch.
But a terrible thing. But me and Yaya went out to eat. And I think, I don't know if I cheated that night. I don't think I did. I think we just went out to eat and then she took me back to my dorm. Or maybe she didn't. I can't remember. But the next day, I show up to Jemiah's dorm because she did all of this at her dorm. I showed up to her dorm. Now I see what men be doing. Like, I see what men do. Like, I was just in the shoes of a man, but I should have like, oh my God, like, man, like my bad. I just got caught up. Damn, like my bad. She showed up. She had a robe on, hair matted. She had a long night. I come in the door. I mean, she is cussing me out. I'm like, why am I going through this? Why am I going through this? This is crazy. Like, this is insane. Like, I have another person, a woman with a robe on, hair matted, yelling at me, but I did all of this for you and look what I did and you don't appreciate me. I said, whoa. And there's a part of me that when I date women, the man part of my brain that has zero accountability, zero respect, zero care for another person, zero empathy, zero self-awareness, that part of, like, that man part turns that immediately on when I date women. It really does. I don't have a care in the world, child. It's like, what are you even talking about? Like, what is going on? Like, bitch, you was really weird as shit. Knowing that I'm wrong. I'm wrong. And then I'm apologizing. I'm gaslighting.
Quick, I be crying in line. I'm trying to make it sound legit. This nigga caught on. I ain't crazy because I'm sick.
I don't know what lie I told, but I'm pretty sure I told a good one because she stayed. And that's one thing about it too. Why people be staying with people? You know you're not supposed to be here. You know you're not supposed to be here. Do not be staying with people that's lying. And that's why I don't stay in situations with men too long. Because I really do understand how they think. And since I know how they think, ain't never a mistake with a man. It's never a mistake. I guess the fuck on. Anyway, but she ended up forgiving me. You know, we stayed together. We kind of smoked weed together. We would go with the concerts. You know, I spent a lot of time with her and some of her friends. And then, you know, I felt like she felt like something was going on. At one point, I did slap her, though. I did slap her.
Police! Help! Police! Help!
She didn't want to change her outfit for a concert, and she was really getting on my nerves about it. Like, oh, I want to wear this, but, like, what about this? And I really don't like when people ask me the same question over and over again. I've never been a big fan of that. I never like when people just ask me, and especially validation. And when somebody asks me for validation, I'm not a validation type of giver. Especially if I know you want it. Because if I don't want to give it and you want it, then that means I'm doing something against my will. And I don't really feel that too much. So at some point I picked her up and slapped her. I didn't mean to do that. She was like 4'11", 5'2" maybe. I didn't mean to do that. At the time I probably meant to do it, but I just think I was at a point in my life where I was so agitated with men, and I was like dating women too, and I think I just took the agitation out on the women's for real. But anyway, eventually I think we just at night, I don't think we broke up. So I came to her house, you know, I think I broke up with her via text, and she wanted me to come to her dorm to talk about it. I don't even know why I'm still irritated. I came to her dorm, and she was crying about breaking up and look how you treat me, and I'm like laughing the whole time too. That's the crazy part. Like that was so crazy. Like that's probably where all the bad luck in dating came from. It had to stem from that, because that actually was crazy. But while she was crying and expressing herself, I recorded her crying and sent it in a group chat to my friends.
And
and then we always laughing. And then since they always laughing, then I start laughing. I'm telling you, it's not, what I'm saying is not a good thing. It's not good. And also, she wanted me to drop off her flannel. That's why she wanted me to come over too. And I dropped off the flannel, and when I left out, I'm like, shit. And I think maybe Yaya came to pick me up. It's the crazy part. Yaya came to pick me up. So anyway, so now I'm dealing with Yaya. And now I'm dealing with Yaya. So now me and Yaya are now in a full-blown relationship. So I leave campus and I'm living at home, and I'm like kind of still dating Yaya, but I kind of got to do it secretly because my dad is an extreme homophobic. So I'm like sneaking out, acting like I'm going to work, and I'm hanging out with her. And there's one time my dad left out like hours before I had to go to work. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm straight, I can leave. And at this time I was probably like 20 already, maybe 20. And I leave out the house, and I used to walk like 4 blocks away and then get in the car with Yaya. So we on our way to the beach. I hear my dad, I hear like a yeah. I said, that sounds just like my dad. He waits an hour. He then texts me, since you want to be a faggot, you gonna have to stay with her. So when you get back, pack your shit and move out. I still went to the beach. I went to the beach. I came home, packed my stuff, and I had to live with Yaya. And that's when shit gets a little weird. I got kicked out and shit got weird. Oof. So Yaya came. You know, she stayed outside while I packed my stuff up. I packed my stuff up, and I go live with her. It was her mom, her mom's friend. They all were living together. So it was like, her mom's friend was Nandy. I forgot her mom's name. And then it was Yaya. And then it was me now. So I had a hamster too. Yaya's mom's friend, Nandy, she never liked my hamster. I had got the hamster, I had snuck it into my college. Me and my friends all had like a whole elaborate plan for me getting this hamster. And I had got this hamster, and all of a sudden, I'm living with Yaya, and I leave to go to work, and Yaya sends me a picture like, oh my God, look what happened. And guess what? Nandy, all of a sudden, this whole hamster that she don't like in the house, all of a sudden is dead. It's dead now. Just so much, I think it died. I think it got cold and it died. I think she sprayed it with a chemical and killed my damn hamster. Anyway, so while we living there too, like Nandy's like, oh, you know, you've been here for so long. It's time to pay some do-re-mi. Every time I saw her, you living here, you gotta pay some do-re-mi. And she would know it's cold as shit in the house, so she would turn the heat off and turn the air conditioner on. She wanted to freeze me out of the house. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta go back home. So I made it with my dad. I went home. I told him I was done with that. Okay, I'm done. But I was lying. It is what it is. But I ended up going back home and still like secretly dating Yaya, acting like I was going to work. I just had to be a lot more sneaky about it. But Yaya, I mean, the thing is, she was a big girl. That's the thing. I'm gonna describe what these. Yaya was a big girl. She was like half black, half white, and like she was like a fat girl. I'm not here to body shame nobody, but she was a fat girl. But what made her look bigger was the breasts. She had 2 big ass ham breasts, and she would wear 2 bras. So I'm thinking she's like fat, but the whole time she wasn't even that big. Since her breast was so pushed, the breast meat will be under the underarm. So she had breast meat here, her arms is resting on top of it. I'm thinking she fat and her arms look so short because she got fat. It wasn't that. Her arms was dangling off the titty meat, hanging off the side. And Anya, you know, I did enjoy it. Yeah. I enjoyed it because she was a touch me not. Like, she didn't want to be touched. Like, she had no intention on being touched. And that was cool. I did enjoy that. And then one day she wanted to be touched. And it was awful. It was awful. It's one of the worst days of my life. Not really. But it was bad. Stay tuned for part 2.